Well, I'm hanging out in Federation Square with Nick, aka Arthur 42 Dent, is that right?
That's
yes.
one, yep.
We're just doing a bit of double camera action because we're YouTube nerds and we like doing that sort of thing.
Exactly, we can.
Yeah, we do it just because we can.
Exactly.
And also, I get to do, now that I've got Nick here with another camera, people have always asked me about this effect with the camera on the monopod, how I do it, because I'm continually getting accused of being in front of a green screen, not really going places.
He's really here.
I'm really in the outside world. I'm out getting natural sunshine on me, viewers. So I reckon what I'll do first, just show people the effect I'm talking about in case they've never seen it before. And then Nick's going to set up for a shot with his camera. And of course you're actually going to have to go and see Nick's response video to see what this looks like. But this will answer a question a lot of people have been asking. Now, if we get up and stand around, you'll see I can walk around. We're here in Federation Square. Anyone who was at the gathering last December or saw videos of it will recognise the space. See, I can get it and go around, and we sort of stay in the same place and the world moves around us. Nick's not staying in the same place. He has to keep moving, but I'm holding
Exactly.
the monopod so I don't have to move so much. So how do we get that effect? Well, Nick's going to go pick up the tripod now and we'll see. There's Nick with the camera, and if you go and see Nick's video, you'll see how I do it. The monopod, it's basically a long stick. Now these are aimed at still photographers who are on the move, but I improvise. If you're the handy type, you could just do this with a stick with a screw through it basically for your camera. The trick is, the longer the stick is, the steadier the movement of the camera is. Now, of course, I usually use it with me holding it, pointing the camera at myself, but if you were the aspiring filmmaker type, this is a good approximation of a Steadicam, a cheap Steadicam for doing some creative shots with filmmaking. And I can't really take credit for this. The idea, I stole. I stole it completely from Sam Raimi.
You borrowed.
I borrowed. Nick's very kind. I borrowed. I didn't steal. But I saw an interview years ago with Sam Raimi. He's famous these days for having directed the Spider-Man movies. But back in the day, he was famous for the zombie movie Evil Dead. And there are some crazy scenes where the camera runs through the forest in that. And he did that because he didn't have enough money for a Steadicam. He did it, the camera was literally screwed down onto a plank of wood with one guy on each end and the camera in the middle. And in the interview he explained the longer the plank was, the more steady the motion was. And that always stayed with me. And when Mr. Safety was actually showing his product last year, the thing that you can hold the camera on that holds it steady, I thought, I can do cheaper than that because I'm a cheap bastard. So any tripod you can do this with. I happen to get this monopod because it's longer than my tripod. Not that size matters, it's what you do with it, ladies. Why can I not resist smutty innuendo? That's really quite sad. But anyway, so, but this monopod was only $30. You can easily spend $100 or more on a tripod or monopod, or you can get a cheap one if you're a cheap bastard like me. And it still works. So that's my recommendation. If you want to experiment with this effect, just get a tripod or a monopod or a stick with a screw in it and try it out. It's fun, and then you too can experience the joy of being accused by weird people of working on a green screen and never actually going out into the places you're really going out to.